no. I think that'll have to do. Is that spew? I've already changed my top once because I got spewed on, so if it's spew, you just have to deal with it. Okay. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It has been a while. I don't think I've done a video since Easter, and I'm not going to make excuses or anything like that, but I've got 2 kids under 2 and I have not been doing well. I've not been coping at all. Like, not at all, just ask my husband. So over the last few weeks I've gone a bit quiet on Instagram and, well, obviously on YouTube, and I don't want it to come across like I'm asking for sympathy or anything from this video, but it's just been a really hard fucking time. But anyway, I've been quiet and then coming back into sort of working and getting into social media again, and I've just had a full-on meltdown. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know. Been crying, not just me, the girls have been so upset. It's just been a really hard time all around. An all-around hard time for everybody in the Collis household. But the reason I wanted to sit down and film this video is because I've had some people reach out to me and offer their advice, their tips, how they got through it themselves, and as awful as it sounds, like all of these really hard stories from other mums that have come through, like all of their hardships, becoming a new mum or mum of 2, or going through postnatal depression after your 4th baby when you hadn't had it before. It's all made me feel just a bit more normal, and I know that's an awful thing to say, but it's the truth, and I don't think there's enough truths in motherhood out there. Well, not that I have seen, not that I've been actively looking for them. Like, no one Googles like what are the worst things about being a mum, but you know, just like all of the mum figures on social media and things like that, I follow a lot of them, and it's always so glamorous, and then I'm over here feeling like a fucking failure because what am I doing wrong? Like, why aren't I happy like that? Anyway, this is the longest introduction ever, but this video is just some of the things that got sent to me about ways that you can introduce just little bits every day that are going to make you happy, fill up your cup, and just make you be a better mum, a happier mum. And yeah, I really hope that it helps. So I'm going to include a few things that I've implemented myself as well. Like, it's only very new, it's only the last week or 2 that I've been trying a few different things, and to be honest, like, some days are good, but then I'm still having quite bad days. Tuesday was a really good day for me. I felt really on top of work. The girls were both happy. We had really good meals. And then yesterday I had both of the girls on my own, and just Rosie's having a bit of a hard time. She's just 4 months, so whatever development they go through, and she's just really suffering with it. She's had a bit of tummy problems. Yeah, but it was a really hard day. I cried a lot yesterday, but that's okay because that was yesterday. Today's today. And I know that I'm going to get through it, and I know that all of this time is just going to be such a blip, and I'm not even barely going to remember it. I'll probably, a few years down the track, decide to have another baby, and all of this will come up again, and I'll be like, what the but anyway, that's just what you get with motherhood. Okay, so I'm just going to stop talking, and I'm going to get into the things that I've been doing to make myself feel a little bit better. So one of the things that I have been doing is in the mornings, when I can, there's not always time, is get up and have a shower and wash my face. So I'm not a morning shower person. I don't like it, especially in winter. Like, it's so cold. Like, why do you want to take your clothes off and get in the shower in winter when you've had a shower the night before? I don't understand. James always showers in the morning and at night time, and I'm just like once a day kind of gal. But I've started showering in the mornings as well, and just sort of wakes you up. It forces you to get out of your pajamas and sort of just starts off your day really nicely. The second thing is, if I can be bothered, I put on a little bit of makeup, because if I do leave the house, it's just to get groceries for dinner or to go for my daily sanity walk. So, you know, some days I might put a bit of concealer on if the bags need it, but most days I just put a bit of like eyebrow powder on, because that's really all I like to wear. And if I'm not going anywhere, I don't need to impress anyone. I'm still working from home, so, you know, people on the phone aren't going to know what I'm wearing on my face, so it doesn't matter. The third thing that I've been trying to do is, it's got to do with coffee. Now, I'm still drinking coffee. I love coffee, but instead of having 3, 4 or 5 coffees a day, I'm capping out at 2 coffees. And then I'm trying really hard to switch it out for tea. I've just got a chai tea here. I used to drink tea all the time, but I've just sort of, as time's gone past and I've had the girls, like, just every time I've felt that need for a warm drink, I just go straight to coffee, because it just gives you that kick. But this is actually the best tea I've made yet. It's really nice. Oh, pretty good. But while we're talking about coffee, another thing that I have been doing is, almost every day I do go out and I buy a coffee. I know it's such a waste. I can't wait for them to let us take our keep cups back to the coffee shops, but like, buying a coffee out is something that I used to do for myself every single day when I was working full time. And then when I had the girls, like, I was home more, I didn't do it, but it's just like something really small you can do for yourself for a couple dollars a day that, well, it makes me feel really, really good. I have to have another drink of tea. That was so good. Does chai have caffeine in it? Because then I'm just replacing caffeine with caffeine, aren't I? Oh no. I think I can hear the baby. Rosie's just asleep. Maple's at daycare. Oh, it is Rosie. One moment. Okay, let's go. Okay. Say hi, Rosie. Someone didn't want to go back to sleep, so she's here now. That's fine. Okay. So Rosie, we're just talking about ways to cope with you. Not that you're not an angel. Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. Rosie, these cheeks are why we couldn't name her the name that we had picked out. We actually thought that we were going to name her Lyric, but she came out these super rosy cheeks, and I was like, that's not Lyric. Anyway, that's off topic. Okay, so another thing that I've been really trying to do, obviously it's not going to work every day, because with kids, like, they're just so unpredictable, and if their moods aren't aligned with what you've got planned, like, it just goes out the window. But it's trying as best you can to plan your day. Like, if you wake up, you've got both, well, if I wake up and I've got both girls, nothing planned, like, do you want to do colouring, do you want to do painting, do you want to go for a walk, like, all these different things, it's just so confusing. So I just really try to have an activity planned, like, Maple, we're going to do painting today, and then after your sleep we'll go to the park, or something like that. Or, you know, I try quite hard to More spew. That's alright. Just wipe it on this top. You already spewed on it. I do try to get out and go and see people, especially with Maple. Like, she loves other kids, so we try to get out and see other kids and her friends. But it is hard with the two, and someone doesn't love the pram either. But yeah, just trying really hard. And when Maple goes to daycare, that's when I really have to structure my day, because I am working from home. I can get like carried away with the housework before I get into work. Like, Rosie will usually go to sleep for 2 hours in the morning, and with that 2 hours, like, if you're in the zone and ready for work, those 2 hours are amazing. But you know, if I'm not set up and ready for work when she goes to sleep, and there's dishes to be done and the washing to hang out, and haven't vacuumed in 2 weeks and things like that, I'll just get into that, and then, excuse me, and then before I know it, she's awake and I've done nothing. So I try really hard to do that, but then again, it's just so hard not to get frustrated if she wakes up early and things like that. But I'm really trying not to let that get to me anymore. Alright, something else that I used to do all the time before I had kids is I used to love reading. I used to love reading fiction novels, and I can't tell you the last time I picked up a book and read. So I was actually reading my book earlier, so it's somewhere else in the house, but I borrowed a book off my sister, and I've ordered a few online, and instead of, I want to swap out social media scrolling for reading, and it's just a really nice escape, like free of comparison and judgment and replying to messages. Although I do love social media for that, it's just something different, and it's not like mindlessly scrolling, like you're giving your mind some stimulation, and that's something that I think I've been missing as well. And this has actually been on my list to do for a while, but I can't tell you how many people messaged me and said to start yoga or meditation or both. And a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm actually a trained yoga teacher. That was a massive part of my life before Maple, and then I just completely, it was always my goal to go back to teaching once Maple was a little bit older. But then, you know, things happen. This little girl came along, and I've just completely lost my fitness. So it's still a goal for me to go back to teaching one day. But to be honest, I couldn't go, even though I still have the qualification, I just couldn't go straight back into it with knowing that my own practice isn't strong. Like, I still do a little bit of yoga here and there, but it used to be like an hour or 90 minutes every single day, and now it's likely to be 10 minutes, if anything, every day. So that's something that I really want to get back into. So these last few tips are for if you're stubborn like me and you can't listen to the advice of anyone around you. Like, James could tell me something and I'll just be like, no, and then I'll have like one of you guys say the same thing to me, and it'll really sink in, and I'll think, yeah. And I know that drives him crazy, and I don't know why I'm like that, but that's just the way it is. So I do want to, if these little things like aren't helping me, I would like to book in with a naturopath and just get my hormones checked, see if they can level them out, and just see what they have to say about it. Like, I'm sure there's no like quick fix for it, but it's just something to work on. And I really want to chat to a naturopath before I go and see like a proper doctor about it, because my experience with doctors hasn't been very good. Like, they're always so quick to recommend antibiotics or antidepressants, or you know, to go and see like a psychiatrist, and nothing wrong with any of that, but I just, if I don't need to go down that road, I would prefer not to. A lot of antibiotics and things just don't agree with my body, and that's how Maple was conceived, because the pill does not work for mummy, does it? No. So this next thing I've been working on, but I struggle a lot with asking for help from like the people around me. Like, I'm not the type to admit defeat, and I don't know why I'm like this, but I have the mindset that you don't need help, you can do it alone. But the truth is, I do need help, and I've asked family members, my sister and my mum, like they've been trying to help out a lot more. Like, it's so hard because everyone's so busy as well, and everyone has their own things going on. I feel like I shouldn't bother anyone with like my issues, but I'm trying to work through that. So I've had quite a bit of help from my sister and my mum, and James has been working less, thank goodness, to come in and help with the girls. But when you have your own businesses, it's quite hard to delegate when, you know, everything that you delegate is costing you money. But we're just trying to prioritize like what's more important to us at this time. And the last thing that I've just started doing myself, no one recommended this to me, so if it's a bad idea, I've got no one to blame but myself, is just forcing myself into situations that make me quite anxious. Like, taking the girls out by myself is so freaking scary, because Maple does not like to sit in a pram. And the last week I took them both to the bird sanctuary. I did meet someone there with another little girl, but we arrived really early and I had to feed Rosie while Maple was still in the pram. And I didn't want to let her out of the pram because she would just take off, and it would just be a nightmare, like boob out trying to run after Rosie crying. I'd have to leave the pram and everything. So I just strapped her in the pram, like put a wrap over Rosie and was feeding Rosie. Maple was going ballistic. She was not happy. She didn't want any food. I couldn't calm her down with her comfort. She didn't want to watch anything on my phone, and like, it was in quite a public area as well, so everyone was staring at me. I just felt like the worst mother ever. But you know, she's always going to act like that if I don't keep putting her in situations where she's going to be able to learn that she will have to sit there while I feed Rosie. And I don't know, she's just at that difficult age where it's quite hard to explain to her what's happening, but she's gonna learn. She's gonna have to learn, because I don't want to spend my entire life trapped in the house and have my life scheduled by nap times and things like that. So I'm just trying really hard, just once a week, to go out by myself, do something with the girls, and sometimes it might be like a complete shit show, but you know, other times it could be amazing. I haven't had one of those times on my own yet, but I'm hoping for the best. And then just the last thing is, this is easier said than done, but to make time for yourself. So one lady messaged me and she said, like, no matter what, she always makes time for an hour gym session to herself 3 times a week. And her husband just, he knows what times they are and they make it work like that. And she said like, that's what she's got to look forward to. At the moment I don't really have, that sounds awful, but like every day is the same at the moment, so I have nothing to look forward to in every day. And I had so many different messages. I'll have to look at my phone, have a little look. Find something that you love that has nothing to do with the kids. Yeah, just like, as I said at the start, the biggest thing that's helped me so far is just knowing that I'm not alone. Like, there are other mums out there who's going through the exact same thing, and you know what? They all get through it. Some of them are talking to me from the other side, having gone through it. Some are smack bang in the middle with me, and some are new mums who haven't really reached that stage yet. Like, the first few weeks with Rosie were amazing. She just slept all day. I had all that time with Maple. I had zero guilt because Rosie was asleep and I could be there 100% for Maple. But now, with them both awake a lot of the day, it's a lot harder, isn't it? But anyway, I've been sat here for 25 minutes, so I'm going to sign off now. I'll have to rewatch all of this footage. You right? You right? I'll have to rewatch all of this footage because who knows if it made any sense at all. I don't even know if I'm in focus. But even if this is a rambling mess, I hope that's someone benefited in some way from it. Like, if you're in the thick of a shitstorm with your kid or kids, just know you're not alone. I cry a lot, but we'll get through it, and I know that. So I know that we'll all be okay. But anyway, we'll sign off, say bye. Oh, that's a lovely dribble. Bye, Roro.